Good morning, church. My name is Gracie, and if you were with us this weekend, you know that we just wrapped up our real long summer series called The Jesus Way. And the Jesus Way was us journeying through Jesus's longest recorded teaching called the Sermon on the Mount. And so, well, we did that all summer looking at a variety of things, including all of these things I'm going to put on the screen. Renee ended this weekend in this series with a bottom line. And the bottom line was, am I going to become Jesus' disciple or not? Something I learned earlier this year was just diving into the study of what is that word, disciple? Because I don't know about you, but I've heard it a lot at church, but my non-church friends don't use the word disciple very often. And so what I learned is that disciple isn't just a Jesus word, even though we use it a lot in the context and it's in the Bible hundreds of times. Disciple actually started as like a philosophical word. It was what philosophers would call their students, and it's actually the idea that the student is becoming like the teacher. And so it's this process that in church we call sanctification. As believers, as we're trying to become more like Jesus, you are being sanctified. And as a disciple, you are a follower, you are a student. But in that, it's not just following what the teacher says, it's adopting and believing and living what your teacher says. And so Jesus has instructed us to do that all throughout the Gospels. And so we have been doing that for the last couple of months in the Jesus Way and breaking that down in all these different things. But there's a couple ways that we can continue to do that even though we wrapped up this series. One is our prayer life. We just talked about that this weekend with our junior high students. The power of prayer is just awesome. And I encouraged our students to pray, but also to look back on your prayers and see how is God answering those. Because even if he doesn't answer them exactly how we want, he is answering them and responding to them. And so I know that I have a lot of prayers that maybe God and I haven't agreed to be answered in the same way, but he has answered them. And I can look back on my life and see how he's answered those and see that, once again, he was right. His plan was better than mine, and he knew better than I did. And so in prayer, you can stay and be a disciple of Jesus, but also in continuing to read his word and to know what he said and his teachings. And there's a great opportunity to do this as we are a community here at Twin Lakes. We offer lots of things to be a part of that community, including our small groups. And so even though we just wrapped up one series, we're going to jump into a new one called Flawed Follower. And not only is there a book to go along with this series, but there's small groups. And I really encourage you all to join a small group because I know that it was really transformative for my life. I was in a small group for years through just all sorts of different seasons, and I know a lot of you have been too. And so you can go online to our website and find how to get connected to a small group. And I would just love to see you in those because it is a really special way to connect with God, is in a community of people as you are reading his word and wanting to all grow closer to him in your faith. Doing that together as a community is so foundational. So I hope you sign up for a small group. I hope that you connect with Jesus through prayer. And I just want to ask you that question. Are you going to become a disciple of Jesus or not? So thank you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.